Hey everybody, welcome to day 382 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It's Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. We met our sales goal today, so day 3 running. All right, let's see how many days we can go in a row during the summer. Ooh, yeah. I am reset to 0. My shipping, I just finished that up. Not a whole heck of a lot to do this afternoon as far as shipping. Real story, I sold a dress, a white dress, and I pulled it out and a stain had set on it. So I'm trying to get the stain out of it now, and you can maybe hear the washer running in the background. Hopefully that works. If not, yeah, that customer will be getting a refund. But I have pretty high hopes. I think it happened while it was in storage because it's not in the original photographs. But anyway, just a little aside of things that happen a day in the life. That is one of the things that happens occasionally. Something gets damaged while it's in storage. Kids' clothes a lot will develop stains over time, like protein stains that aren't visible initially, but they do set over time. So, re-examining things before shipping is always a great idea. So your customer isn't disappointed. And then you see what you can do. Let's see. Yeah. So something funny happened today. And you know what? I'm going to call out my reset to 0 friends because they are doing such a bang up job and doing so incredible. I want to call them out. Jill of Rusted Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Judith R., Pam of Whimsy and Such, Becky of Becky Consigns, Lee of Lee Phillips 4191, Vanessa the Diabetic Reseller, and Mr. C Chats and Molly. Keep on keeping on, guys. Great job. Yes, very inspiring. We had somebody new say they reset their desk yesterday to 0 and just saying how good it felt. So proud of you too. All right, even though you're not doing the challenge officially. Yeah, so we were in our come list with us today, and Samantha was, of course, singing, and she said, "Oh, I love this lyric." She turned her mic back on. She said, "Oh, I love this lyric," and she said, "Getting back up is the only backup plan you need." And Jill and I kind of laughed because, like, I could have used that for Reseller Reflections last night. Right, when I was talking about backup plans and how having a plan B can be very defeating. So I thought that was kind of funny. Then of course, like, I had to write it down, and then I'm thinking about it, and then Samantha's smart ass comment, of course, is well, if you listen to more country, you would know this song, because I don't generally listen to country music. So anyway, this song is I love the lyrics of it. I'll link it up in the show notes and at the end of this video. Love the lyrics. Again, but not a big country person. So it's called Backup Plan by Bailey Zimmerman featuring Luke Combs. And it's a great little song. So anyway, the whole theme of it is getting back up is the only backup plan you need. And I thought, oh, that kind of dovetails nicely with what I was talking about last night about, how if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to day 381 about backup plans. But of course, then I had to next level it. And I was thinking, well, wait, that also has to do a lot with fear. And we talked about fear, what we're afraid of, recognizing it, and what we can do about it to overcome it or just move past it. And I thought, you know what? I think these two are really related. Like, what causes us to really rely heavily on a plan B or be focused on maybe a dream or something we really want and get sidetracked and lose focus and just really start concentrating on our contingency plan? And you know what? I landed on a lot of times that is fear talking. That is absolute fear talking. And so really examine if you do have a contingency plan. If you're one of those people that always has a contingency plan and doesn't go all in on what they want, think about that. What are you fearful of? What is the reason that you may be spending too much time focusing on your plan B and not your plan A, not what your real goal and dream is? And think about having getting back up as being your backup plan, because what you can do is you can use that as an anchor. think about the times in your life, like if you find yourself slipping into fear, slipping into that contingency plan, focusing on that more than you're focusing on your dream, surely you have an anchor in your life that you can reference back and how you have got back up from something, right? Like we've all been knocked down. Um, we've all been knocked down, right? And I was thinking about this and I thought, well, you know what, if I kind of address my fear from a point of, using an anchor, using an example in my life where I was really knocked down, like where the wind was knocked out of my sails, and you know what, I got back up again. And that's pretty powerful. Like you can do that. You can think of an example in your life where you've gotten knocked down, where you've gotten the wind knocked out of your sails, where you just got punched. And think about that. Think about how you got back up. Think about how you crawled out of that, and use that as an anchor. Use that as your backup plan, right? Like, all right, you know what? If things do go wrong, if they don't work out the way I want it to, you know what? I can get back up because I've done it before, and use that very specific example in your life to deal with that. You're strong. You have the strength. You've done it before. You can use that as like a confidence booster and anchor to deal with fear, to deal with like worrying about what's going to happen, and build that confidence. All right, so those are my thoughts. Just some light thoughts for a Wednesday. Nothing major. But I'm absolutely going to do this, and I'm just really, really excited about it. So thanks Samantha for that country wisdom, and I'm just cracking up at that. I thought it was so funny. And just, we find what I always say, we find what we're looking for, right? I was obviously looking for some inspiration, something to kind of delve deeper into, having backup plans. I didn't know it was going to come in the form of a country song, but there you have it. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. I will see you on day 383 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.